Hi, I'm LaToya Ruby Frazier. I'm a visual artist who likes to do collaborative storytelling with workers that collaborate with me to make portraits and photographs to tell their story about their labor, their history, their families, and their communities. This is my first time here in Turin, so I'm very excited to be here, especially because of the important cross-cultural history with the workers working for Fiat Chrysler. And the fact that these stories are very similar and that they'll be able to recognize themselves. So I hope that people here in Turin really come to spend time to look at the portraits as well as listen to the voices of the grandparents, the parents, and the children from Lordstown and find yourself within that story. And I also hope that it would encourage people, especially for those of you who are laid off that live here in Turin or are dealing with unemployment issues, that this show gives you an opportunity for peace and solace and allow you to talk about some of these hardships and issues around workers' rights and basic human rights. So it really is an honor to bring this work all the way from Northeast Ohio here to the people of Turin. The Last Cruze exhibition was conceived so that it is a workers' monument as well as a testament to the stories of what actually took place in Lordstown when General Motors ceased operation in 5 North American plants, but in particular in Lordstown, which is the most historic labor union. This particular plant and the local had always had a product for over 50 years. It had never ceased operation, nor were these workers ever forced to relocate and forced to leave their community. So this is a story of 21st century union busting, but the narrative has been reclaimed so that here the audience and the people of Turin can hear the story filtered through actual workers and not from the American mainstream media, which often favors and gives favoritism towards CEOs, shareholders, and politicians. The other thing that's really important about this story is that the Last Cruze was announced in 2009 when President Barack Obama was the first politician to ever go to Lordstown and apologize to actual auto workers for the ill treatment that they face in the United States. It was he who introduced the Last Cruze as the compact sedan. He is the only president to ever visit this historic location. So it is also ironic that it would be under President Trump that this plant would be closed and it would lose its product for the first time. It is also important to point out that Trump, Twitler-in-chief, likes to take to social media to make grandiose announcements. For example, making General Motors, through the Defense Act, create all the ventilators when the United States fell short during COVID-19. So this really comes full circle, and it talks about the power of CEOs, shareholders, and politicians and how they continue to oppress and suppress the lives and the livelihood of workers. And it really is important to recognize this piece as a monument, but also as a memorial. So as the viewers get to the end, you realize that 2 of the workers actually died. They committed suicide because they could not endure being forced to a new location. Workers were only given 4 days notice to accept their forced transfer and relocate. And so this had serious ramifications and consequences. And the only way to bring justice and truth to this story is to see it travel and be put on view in curated exhibitions like this. So it really is an honor and a pleasure to have this workers' monument here in Turin.